Hey guys, welcome back. Gonna do another unboxing video or uncrating. Seems like you guys enjoy these videos, so we got another one for you. This is pretty exciting. This is a box from GCM Models in Poland, and these are the first Vertigo 2s that are not pre-production. If you guys follow my channel, probably would have figured out that I have a Vertigo 2 pre-production model. So I was basically just doing some testing and evaluating, and yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, talk about the Vertigo 2, talk about GCM while I unbox this. So yeah, I had the Vertigo 2 for maybe 3 or 4 months, and it's a fantastic fantastic model. But we had some production issues related to the 4-piece wing, so we definitely wanted to solve that before we fulfilled customer orders, because we don't want our customers to have problems. I don't mind if I have problems. I mean, that's kind of what I'm here for, to make sure the model flies well and is durable and all that. So some of you SoCal guys that fly with me, probably already up to speed, but yeah, we had to change some things with the layup and some of the structure and the center panels of the wing. I've gotten some emails about the Vertigo 2. Obviously, people have questions. And, GCM is an awesome company. It's a father and son team. And it's kind of, I don't want to say small, but they don't have the workforce that maybe like Samba models would have. So when people are I just cut myself on a staple. Thanks, Jacek. People kind of, I don't want to say complain, but they always say like, oh, you don't have any Vertigos in stock, or when are the Vertigo 2s coming out? It's been a long time, But believe me when I tell you, I got these models as soon as I could possibly get them. I mean, they don't crank out 20 models a month, and Lord knows they don't get rich doing this. Well, I'm bleeding all over the box now, but that's okay. So, it's impossible to get like 10 models in one shipment, and I'm not complaining at all. And that's not a negative on GCM. It's just everyone in life does the best they can, right? And GCM is doing that, and they're kind of a slow and steady approach, and they produce just fantastic models. The quality is second to none. And Jacek over there, I have a lot of respect for him. He's one of my favorite people, and we have a good relationship. And that doesn't just apply to model airplanes. It applies to life in general. We're pretty close friends, and we talk almost every day. So there's no way I'm gonna put pressure on him, you know, to make more models. I'm just not gonna do it. I've been to his shop several times, as you guys probably know, and I see how hard he works and how hard his dad works. And me putting pressure on him to get more models is not going to make him work faster. It's just going to frustrate him, and you know, because I already know he's doing the best he can. So the way it works with me and him is I tell him what I want and I leave him alone. I just totally leave him alone, and I know at the end of the day I'm going to get the models and they're going to be awesome. So that's just kind of a little background, you know, on GCM and me and all that. So alright, I finally got all that cardboard off, and I actually pulled out most of the staples with pliers because they're actually fairly dangerous, and I don't want to slice myself open multiple times. But getting back to what I was talking about, yeah, this business is really hard. I'll give you some like advice. If you want to make a lot of money, don't get involved with this business. I mean, I'm talking about you know, like from my perspective, and also from like a manufacturer's perspective. I think one of the reasons why Jacek and I are such close friends is that I guess we both do things the hard way, and it's been like that for our entire lives. We both had very humble beginnings, dare I say even poor. Lord knows that's how my family is. We immigrated to America. I think my parents had 3 kids in tow, tiny kids, and only a couple $100 in their pockets. And anyway, I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm very grateful to be here. But I know I'm talking with Jacek, so his parents worked hard also. And you know, now they're like middle class, like I am, I guess. Or my family anyway. I don't know about me. I guess I vacillate between poor and middle class. Yeah, so we didn't have like rich dads that handed us a business, you know, and put like 500 grand in a bank account. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not gonna put any pressure on him, you know, because I totally relate to him. We're both working really hard to get whatever little crumbs that we get. And I know that means, from his perspective, he's also got to do other work. Like, he's got to mill molds for UAVs, take some custom jobs and stuff, because that kind of work honestly pays a lot more than gliders. So he's got to do it from time to time. And, you know, if he was smart, he'd just not make gliders and focus on that kind of stuff. He'd probably have a lot more money. But he has a passion for it. He has a lot of passion, and that's what I admire about him. And he's super talented. He can be a little too picky sometimes, but yeah. So anyway, that's the deal. He forwarded me a pretty funny email the other day that somebody sent him. Pretty hilarious. So yeah, we got a good relationship, and the funny part is, you know, we spend most of our time talking about things that are in no way related to gliders. It's funny because I think we both kind of avoid it and just talk about it when we have to. But okay, so back to these models. So yeah, we had some delay because we really had to figure out the production and be able to make a consistent model. That's why you haven't seen a lot on my channel about the Vertigo 2, because honestly mine's really beat up because I've just been hammering it, trying to get it to break and get it to fail and things like that, which, you know, it had some issues and it broke here and there, but I'm still flying it, and I love it. And unfortunately, these are all for customers, not for me. But I will, when I fulfilled some customer orders, I will get another one for myself, so I can have a nice one to fly. So real quick, you know, maybe I'll move the camera angle. So you probably know by now that the Vertigo 2 is a 4-piece wing, and it's got a 6 servo wing also, so it has like multiple dihedral brakes, and that means that we have to run 2 plugs for each center panel half. So that's what these are, multiplex plugs. They fit perfectly in these recesses, and so that's a bit of a change. The boom, the way the boom mounts is basically identical, but instead of 1 bolt holding it to the pod, there's 2, obviously, because now we have 2 center panel halves. Check out the inside of the canopy. It's a really neat feature because it's the inside surface is molded as well as the outside, so it's actually a hollow canopy. So, you know, I want to make sure when I get a shipment that everything is in good condition. So I'm not gonna just take it on face value that all the parts are undamaged. This is a Vertigo 1 boom that's just for spare parts. So here's the Vertigo 2 boom, and I apologize because I'm not really sure how this is going to look. I'm using my my phone, so but you can see it's got the two holes here for 2 bolts, and servos mount here in the boom. And another change we made is we went to a single bolt for the rudder to hold the rudder and elevator on instead of 2. So the diameter of the carbon rods is slightly bigger, and we have a single bolt back here to hold the boom onto the nose pod. Alright, I got all the booms and the nose pods out of the box, And looks like here we have some ballast sticks with adjustable locations, so you can adjust your CG. And these are very similar to the original Vertigo layout. And we got some spare control horns, things like that. He always sends me spare stuff, which I appreciate. And these are the ballast hold down knobs. These screw into a plate into the nose. The layout on the Vertigo 2 in the nose is the same as the original, because I think it worked really well. So we decided just to stick with that layout. So it's kind of got two plates. One goes under the canopy, mounted fairly low, and that's a battery tray. And it also provides stiffness. This is just a spare part for me. And there's another tray that goes kind of in front of the leading edge of the wing. And that's where you mount your receiver. So it keeps the receiver like up and out of the way of the ballast, so it's easier to get the ballast in and out, and it creates a pretty tidy setup inside the model. So if you do it right and you tuck all your wires away really nice and neat, you can get ballast in and out pretty quick, which if you're like competition pilot, that can be important to get easy ballast changes between rounds. So this is oh yeah, okay, so this is also a spare part, Vertigo 1 elevator. And now we're getting to the good stuff, boys and girls. So we have a wingtip here. And hopefully it is undamaged. Even though they do a great job packing, sometimes you can't avoid damage. So I will do another video with close-up shots, but this is the tip panel. This panel is a little bit shorter than the original Vertigo tip panel, and it's got a dihedral brake here, and it's got fully boxed in servo bays, all carbon, which is getting to be pretty common these days. 2 ailerons, and you can tell we have different stripe pattern. This is going to be kind of the standard designs that I order. It's very similar to the graphics we came up with on the original Vertigo, with a twist. And they still have the white surfaces, unless you specify that you don't want those, but I like the color on the surfaces. It really makes my, like the models I fly, nice and visible. And I've actually ordered a so my Vertigo 2 has the white surfaces, and I recently ordered a Prestige 2PK Pro Light, and I decided to have them paint the flap and ailerons neon pink. So here's another tip panel. This was more of a custom order, and the customer didn't want stripes on the bottom, so there's no stripes. But the stripes here are similar to what we've come up with for standard designs. Both these look good. Another tip panel here. These are all light models. So I think that looks pretty good. See, the white doesn't extend all the way out, so there's less white, but it makes the tips interesting. So we got 3 tip panels out of the box, and all the booms and the pods, and so far everything's looking good. I'm actually less concerned about these parts because the center panels are, you know, 2-piece. So when you get those long center panels, you got risk of breaking things. So this should be the other yellow. I really like this pattern. I came up with this design for me and for maybe my customers. Jasek's doing something different for the European guys. It's kind of a throwback to the old Fireblade that he used to do, and it looks good. But I think my customers like maybe simpler designs. So that's why I'm going with these kind of somewhat basic stripes. Okay, this guy here is a custom design. A customer requested this, and we have an interesting pattern here. It's you know, it would be like it would totally wrap around, but instead it kind of fades out, and it's pretty neat, if you ask me. Unique. Actually a little overwhelmed this week because I got today is Monday, and Friday I got a shipment from CCM in Ukraine, and it's quite a lot of models. Okay, I think we got maybe joiners or hardware packs here. I'll get to that later. So yeah, so I got a lot of CCM models. I inspected all of them, and they're looking good. And then I think tomorrow or the next day I'm getting another Samba order. So it'll, you know, no matter what I do, like I try to spread stuff out, and it all ends up showing up at once. So it like puts financial strain on me and a labor strain, because I got to try to ship so many orders like on a relatively short amount of time. Yeah, this thing looks really nice. Really nice. So far so good. This model uses the same joiners as the, the tip joiners. They're the same as the original Vertigo. So there's a 5 degree and 7 degree option. You know, I'm not a fan of low angle joiners. They don't really suit my style of flying, even for heavy models. So I never tried mine with the 5 degree. I went straight to the 7 degree. And it was pretty good. But I remembered that I had a set of 8 degrees joiners that a friend of mine 3D printed. So shout out to Randy West. I know he makes joiners for a lot of different models. You guys need some, you can look them up somewhere. But so I flew mine with the 8 degree joiners, and they were better. It was better than the 7 degrees because the angle, the dihedral angles on this model are different than the original. So Jacek is gonna work on making some 8 or 9 degree joiners for this. And I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a good thing. This here is a Vertigo 1 center panel spare parts, and actually I hate to even unwrap it, honestly, because it's just gonna sit on a shelf after this. But I gotta look at it and make sure it's not damaged. So everything has to get unwrapped or pulled out of the wing bags, because you just gotta check. You can't assume everything's fine, because the one time you assume something's fine, it won't be. You know, I was thinking about doing a rant video about UPS, because I had a horror story with UPS, and I don't know, is that in bad taste? Should I make my grievances with UPS public, or let me know what you guys think. I just man, they were yanking my chain for like 7 months, and it was super frustrating. So if you guys want to hear a rant about UPS, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I probably won't do it, because I don't know. It just... Alright, this thing's looking great. Now I gotta put this somewhere. Put it right here. Okay. Alright, let me just check if this is still, we're still live. Alright, now we're at the center panels. So you can see the recess here for the multiplex plug, and again, fully boxed in servo bay. These don't come with the wires installed, so you have to run the wires yourself, but it's super easy, honestly, so you won't have a problem. The holes are already there. This guy's looking very nice. Vertigo 2. You know what I want to do? Pardon me for a moment. I just grabbed a roll of masking tape, and I'm gonna kind of tape up the flaps. I always fold over a corner so you can grab it without digging your fingernail into the part. I just think if I tape up the flaps, they'll go into the bags easier, basically. Okay, one center panel in tip-top condition. Oh, let's get to a rudder. Oh, let's get to 2 rudders. Okay, so this is Vertigo 1 spare part, and that's kind of cool because I can show you the difference. So this is a Vertigo 2, and holy spicoli. Alright, remember what I said about being picky? This is the screw that holds the rudder down. This is totally different to my model. Come on. There we go. Look, it's machined down in the middle. Oh my gosh. And it is pretty light. So there you go. Let me stick that back in here. Wow, that's I wonder where he got that done. I don't think he has a lathe. So you can see the difference between the Vertigo 1 and the Vertigo 2. The pins are thicker on the 2, and there's 1 screw. And the rudder itself is slightly thinner, and it is just very slightly shorter. So although it looks the same, there are differences. And same with the elevator. The elevator looks nearly identical to the first Vertigo, but the airfoils are slightly different, and the shape is very slightly different. And none of the parts are interchangeable. Originally, we had a concept of making interchangeable parts, but we were making too many compromises. So, okay, this is another center panel half. You can see that's where the joiner goes. Now, if you get a strong model, there's actually a ballast pocket here, so you can put a lot of ballast in the strong model. Now, these aren't numbered, so they're not numbered, so I don't know what the matching sets are going to be, or if it matters. Alright, so far so good. We're looking pretty good here. We're pulling a lot of parts out, and I don't see any damage so far. Here we have an elevator, and here's the Vertigo 1 and 2. See the tip shape is slightly different, and the span is shorter. And it only has like a mount on one side. So there are differences there. Well, you've got a quick look at all the parts. Our center panel that's looking perfect. Again, we'll just tape that guy up. That's never a good sign right there. See that? Now, I'm hoping that's just the cover. Let's see. Will this be damaged or not? No. That always freaks me out. Alright, 2 elevators in perfect condition, and there should be another elevator floating around here somewhere, and have this is the yellow model with no stripes, looking good. I will tape up the flap again. Several people have asked me how to take the covers on and off your airplane without chipping the end of your flaps and ailerons, and the answer to that is I really don't know. You just have to be very careful. You know, you can't just yank them off. But I will share one tip with you when I pull out the next wing panel. All right, perfect. 3 elevators in perfect condition, and another center panel here. Okay, so here's the tip. Get some 600 grit sandpaper and just very lightly round off the corner. It's so sharp. You can round off both corners just a little bit. You know, like right there. Just a tiny bit. And that will help you out a lot from getting snags. But it won't make it, it won't make it so you won't damage the corners there. You still have to be careful. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. We're going almost to the end of the crate here, and haven't seen anything of concern. Last rudder. Perfect. Here's the last center panel. Looks good. I thought I had, I guess I put the lid somewhere else, but maybe I can use this. See what this looks like. Man, this is going to be a long video. It'll be hour long. So, I guess this was a unboxing and like story time. Oh, okay, gotta be careful here. These are F5K motor mounts. Yeah, 25mm F5K motor mounts. I also wanted these for the Riddick, the CCM Riddick, because that's also got a 25mm nose. So these are the hardware packs. Let me just see if it's probably good enough. So, for right now, we're only including the 7-degree wing joiners because really the 5 degree is just too low, so there's no point. And then we have the main joiner here, and since the fit of the nose pod and the center panel is so precise and tight, we can't offer different angle center panel joiner. So just give you a quick rundown. We got some L-bend for your wing surfaces if you choose to use these. I like using these over IDS. People think I'm crazy, but that's my preference. You can certainly put IDS in if you want. Then we got there's 2 sets of multiplex plugs for the center panel to nose connection, horns, and if you guys are familiar with the Vertigo 1, you'll recognize these. They're not identical, but it's the same system. We have the battery tray here, and this is a receiver platform, and they also act as braces to make the fuselage incredibly stiff. Servo covers. In my opinion, these are too heavy, too thick, but what do I know? And some real light gauge servo wire. If you want to use it, you can certainly use whatever kind of wire you want. And then we have, I don't know if I'll pull everything out, but we have the wing bolts, and these are spare tail bolts, but they're not machined down, so you only get one of those nice machined parts. And these are little rivets. You would rivet these into the battery tray here as an anchor point for the ballast. So pretty good hardware pack. We actually toned it down from the Vertigo 1. I don't know if you guys remember, but we were including like 3D printed frames and things like that. For a while there was even a 3D printed motor mount, but you know, in my experience, most of my customers never use that stuff, so I just omit it from these hardware packs and just give you what you really need. Alright, that's it, guys. First production batch of Vertigo 2s arrived in America, and a little bit of happy time, story time, and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know about the UPS thing, what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and I hope to update the site soon with a page for the Vertigo 2 with some detail shots, maybe some pricing information, and definitely I'll do a video. I'll take one of these and do some close-ups inside on the workbench there for you guys. All right, I've ranted for a very long time, and I will see you in the next video.